Good day and welcome to SCO BRICS Insight, where we look at what's really going on in the world of the BRICS. Well, despite the imposition of around 20,000 sanctions on Russia by the G7 countries, or maybe because of them, the Russian economy continues to grow. Now, a recent report by the Centre of Macroeconomic Analysis and Short-Term Forecasting, the SCO has agreed with the earlier assessments of the International Monetary Fund from September that predicted the industrial production growth in Russia would be at least 3.5% by the end of 2024. Now, this growth is largely attributable to inertia, but there are sectors in which growth is continued to happen in the future, according to analysts. Now, these sectors include the food production and chemical industries, as well as mechanical engineering. Now, according to the Centre for Macroeconomic Analysis and Short-Term Forecasting, then in September, the IMF revised its forecast for industrial production growth from Russia in 2024 upwards from 2.5% to 4%. In October, the indicators actually demonstrated a 4.8% year-on-year growth, and that followed a 3.2% increase in September. Now, the Russian economy is projected to expand by 3.9% by the end of 2024, with a further 13% growth by 2027 compared to 2024, according to the Deputy Prime Minister of Russia, Alexander Novak. He stated that it's essential for Russia to keep and maintain its fourth place in the global ranking of purchasing power parity, and it's pursuing ways to further its development. He said, one of the things that's essential is to enhance labour productivity. So, which industries will be the most involved in the rapid growth, and what measures are in place to achieve these indicators that are so much wanted? Well, the key figures by 2027, if we take in relation to 2024, are to achieve the set goals and ensure the sustainable development of the economy. They need to increase the growth rate in the sectors of Russia's economy to compete in global terms and increase the levels of import substitution in manufacturing, agriculture and various other new engineering investments. Now, new investments will contribute around 30% to the GDP growth, with consumption growth accounting for a whopping 60%. Now, according to Novak, it's also essential to increase production volumes and ensure a sufficient supply on the market to support this consumption growth. Now, the Deputy Prime Minister also identified that increasing labour productivity was a major challenge facing the country. Yeah, I mean, low unemployment means that you've basically got lower levels of people to pick from. I mean, he said historically labour productivity has only grown at a rate of about 1.5% a year, and his objective is to accelerate this to 2.3 to 4%, effectively doubling the rate of productivity growth. Now, to achieve this, he was going to introduce modern lean technologies, software, automated control systems, robotic technologies, artificial intelligence into the production processes, as well as a number of other measures, he said. Now, before I continue, I'd like to make an appeal. If you like and enjoy my videos, you can help me fund the channel and my website, SCOBRICSInsight.com, to further development. You can do this by making a small donation, which is done by clicking on the thanks button at the bottom of the video screen. Everybody who does donate gets a personal thank you from me, and I'm thanking all of you just for watching. Please like, please share, and help me grow my audience. I love bringing you videos, and I love your comments, etc. But please give me feedback and please share me. Now, the main drivers of growth will be the real sector industries, primarily manufacturing, according to the press service of the Ministry of Economic Development. Now, consequently, the growth of output in the manufacturing sector for the initial 9 months of 2024 reached 7.9% on an annualised basis. That's pretty incredible. Now, the machine building sector made the most significant positive contribution, providing over 57% of the total growth in the manufacturing output in September. That's pretty incredible. So in September, the growth rate of that sector effectively doubled. The department specified there was also a 23.8% year-on increase in September, which was up from 11.6% in August. Now, this is despite the high base of the previous year. And that was notable in an increase in computers, which were up 31% year-on-year after 12% the month before. Transport vehicles and equipment were up 50% year-on-year after 32% on the month before. Now, the automotive industry has also demonstrated a notable increase in growth rate in September, reaching 5.2% year-on-year. And I've got another previous record, and I'm going to be doing a video in the next few days about the major things that are happening in the Russian automotive industry, so you can look forward to that. Now, the results for the 9 months of 2024 show a growth of 20% year-on-year for the whole sector as one. Now, the chemical sector has also made notable positive contributions with a growth rate of up 5% over the first 9 months. Now, the Ministry of Economic Development also notes that consumer demand remains high, with overall activity increasing by 6.8% year-on-year. Now, that's because they've got money in their pockets and they've got low debt, unlike their Western counterparts. Now, the key instruments for ensuring sustainable growth rates are involved in the state programme, economic development and innovative economy. So, according to Alexei Losan, who's an expert and analyst at the financial marketplace Sravani, he believes that the promises of significant GDP growth by Novak are ambitious, especially given the growth of the key interest rate. However, that doesn't seem to be slowing things down. I mean, this most significant growth is evident in industries that receive a level of state subsidies and are able to secure loans at preferential rates. Of course, these are enterprises that are affiliated with the military industrial sector, financial institutions and IT companies. But that's where Russia's investing in its future and in support substitution. So it's clear that the industrial sector will have its most rapid growth, including high-tech production for the military-industrial complex, and that's essential for preserving Russia's sovereignty. Now, according to Tatiana Novak, who's a professor of finance, economics and production at the Volga State University, she says the country's opted for import substitution strategy across the board, with a focus on manufacturing and making things rather than importing. That goes for everything from vehicles right the way through to the function of household appliances. So it's important to also consider the impact of the agricultural sector. Russia imports very little food apart from fruits and things like that. So it's able to feed itself. So inflation doesn't really hit that because it's producing its own food and it only doesn't get hurt by high import costs. I mean, the state participation in preferential financing and the implementation of priority investment projects has obviously helped across that sector. In the information technology areas, they're going to have rapid growth because, again, they're looking at import substitution and made in Russia. And that's the focus on data processing, the digitalization of industries across the sector, from robotics through into engineering, and the development of a robust IT infrastructure. I mean, data processing systems, including incorporating AI systems, is one of the areas that the country is focused on. And that's essential for protecting the major drivers of industry and development. Now, another key industry that will also drive the growth is mechanical engineering. Now that's for making stuff, right? I mean, Russia's pretty good at making stuff. It's doing it in, as I've mentioned in one of my videos, trains, planes and automobiles. And there's a lot of demand for this. And now businesses that require components, units, assemblies, mechanisms, and all sorts of other things that in both large and small. So the business community is building its thing to establish a consumer and customer market base rather than become a supplier market. So Russia's established priority development zones, which provide the necessary infrastructure of growth, and they're built around major cities which have got the various infrastructure for being able to do that. And these are able to launch production without unnecessary delays, and they come with tax breaks enabling businesses to choose appropriate locations for their needs. It's where they can be an assembly, a full production cycle, or mechanical process. Now also that the education sector is undergoing significant growth, particularly in the area of industrial specialities. Russia's particularly good in STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. And the introduction of new equipment and processes has meant that they're going to have to develop new specialities and review the existing programs of education. The education sector has been adapting, and I'm sure it will meet the demands of the business community by producing the quality graduates with skills and knowledge. But it should be noted that there is a particular aspect to consider. Major Russian businesses are investing significant resources into their educational initiatives, including working with the universities. They're helping to build and they're sponsoring. But these projects need a level of cohesion and they need to be scaled up. Now, I believe that there's closer cooperation between the employer and the secondary, higher and tertiary education institutions is essential for the further development of the industry. And it's not one about resources. Russia already produces high quality graduates. It's about maintaining them in a key organizational way. And the link between education and work experience. And that's beneficial. We've already seen this with my city of Ufa, where you have the oil and gas university that works very closely with the major oil and gas companies. There's the aviation university that works with the aviation and oil and gas and turbines industry. And that is working very well, where everything seems to come together. And that's where the demand for business gets its new graduates for, and it works very, very well together. Now, it's also important to understand that Russia was the Soviet Union an industrial superpower, and it's aiming to be again using import substitution and its valuable resources and its people. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And if you want to help me out, click on the thanks button at the bottom of the screen, make a donation, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.